8:43 now. Around 500 children every year are diagnosed with brain tumours, but many parents are not familiar with the signs of the disease.
Following the loss of their son, David, Toby Langton-Gilks and his wife decided to try to change this, and tomorrow they're releasing a charity song in David's name. It was recorded by inmates at a prison where Toby is a music teacher, and he's with us here in the studio this morning. First, though, reporter Matthew Hill's been to find out more about how the song actually came about.
David Langton-Gilks was known by his family and friends as Dee Dee, and this is A Song for Dee Dee, written and performed by inmates from Guy's Marsh Prison.
The whole thing about this song, it started because one of the men that I work with in the prison was watching television in the evening after they'd all been put in their cells, and he saw this child looking into the camera saying, "I'm dying, it's too late for me, you can't win them all."
Well, I just wanted to help really and try and make a difference, show that not all prisoners are, you know, just, well, I don't want to help, just get in trouble. Obviously we are there to help and that as well.
Last summer we filmed Dee Dee in his garden just weeks before he died of brain cancer.
I've relapsed several times, which is fun, and now I'm kind of stuffed, but yeah, hey, we can't win them all.
Hi there, I'm the mum who rang about HeadSmart.
His mother's delivered hundreds of symptom cards to local schools and surgeries, and she wants the Health Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, to make her mission a national one.
You know what the symptoms are for meningitis, you need to know the brain tumour symptoms because it's the same risk of your child having either of those things.
The money from this single will go to raise awareness of the symptoms of brain tumours. That's an idea that Dee Dee described as cool shortly before his life was cut so cruelly short. Matthew Hill, BBC News.
Oh, we welcome Toby to the programme now. It's lovely to see you. What do you think could have been different? Could there have been a different outcome if these symptoms had been recognised sooner in David's case?
Definitely. We would have, for a start, we would have saved him 7 brain operations because a lot of his 5-year treatment was dealing with side effects as a result of the surgery because the tumour had become so big that obviously it had damaged brain tissue, and also the actual surgery to remove it, which was 2 big operations, meant he had to have special sort of plumbing and a valve put in to help him drain fluid away from the brain thereafter, and that kept on jamming. We had numerous brain operations. If you get a tumour out when it's very small, it will have done much less damage to the brain and will have less damage from surgery, because you need to get them out, obviously. But if you let them grow too big, the side effects are pretty terrible.
And the symptoms are something, for example, like meningitis. All parents, or most parents, one would imagine, have it drilled into them, and everyone knows if you put a glass on the rash, and every time your kids get spots, every parent does it. These are, I guess, slightly harder to see physically, but nonetheless there are telltale signs.
There are some basic symptoms.
And you've got these clever little cards that you...
These are HeadSmart cards for the HeadSmart campaign.
Yeah, and the card just sits
we're
there.
trying to do to get the message through to children and parents that there are some basic symptoms that if you have, you need to go and see your doctor. And it's recurrent vomiting and recurrent headaches. Those are the major ones.
And the ultimate aim is to get one of these into the school bag of every single child in the country.
The HeadSmart campaign wants to get these into every child's satchel. It wants these on every doctor's surgery table, in schools, in waiting rooms, everywhere, because we need to do for brain tumours what has been done for meningitis. And
you're being supported in this, as we saw in the report, by inmates of a prison who have really got behind it, and they've produced, with your help, that CD. I think we can hear some more of the CD now. But it's a fascinating story.
Yes, it was quite incredible. They basically got together when they saw that I wasn't coming into the prison anymore. They wanted to know where I was, and they eventually found out from the Points West interview we've just seen that why I wasn't coming in, and they decided they wanted to help.
Let's just bring the sound up for a second. It's a great song. very gratifying that the inmates, independently of their own volition, chose to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's, a big thank you to them, a big thank you to the prison authorities who got right behind it and went out of their way to help them do it. I mean, they had to do it in their spare time. They weren't allowed to give up any of their work duties or their education duties. They had to do it all off their own back. And, it's very, very touching, very nice.
We wish you all the best of luck, because I know you're going to be talking a lot more about this at a launch tomorrow as well. And thank you for coming in to breakfast and sharing your experiences and talking about it to us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to meet you. Thanks very much, Toby. You may be interested to know, I'm sure you are, the new charity single, which is called Song for Dee Dee, is available to download from tomorrow.